distracts them, so they leave it off.
Well, that's fine. I don't have to see it either.
I get very distracted.
No. I have adult ADD. That's my problem. So.
Me too, actually. Yeah. I'm ADHD though, but I think we're
Okay.
already live, so.
Okay, well, they know all about us then.
Yes, I'm sure they've heard it.
Yes.
They've heard it from me before. Okay, let me find you. Here we are. Hello, everybody, and welcome to my channel. Today I have Paige with us. How you doing, Paige?
I'm doing great. Hello, everybody.
I'm so excited you're here.
I am so excited to be here, and thank you for having me today. And I just love this VIP Kid community. It has just, even though I work remotely, I feel like I have such great friends and colleagues.
Yes, me too. I feel the same way. I was gonna look, I'm already forgetting what I was gonna say. Um,
That's okay. It
well, at least
happens
you don't
at
have to worry
my
about it.
age. It happens at my age all the time. So
Yeah, me too.
it's a good thing for me. They're 25-minute classes because I probably couldn't remember much past 25 minutes. No.
So, do you do a lot of back-to-backs or?
I do. So I mostly do back-to-backs. I am Eastern Standard Time, and I typically work now with the new time change from 5 to 9 in the morning.
Oh, okay.
And I
Good.
typically work 7 days a week if I can. So
That's what I do too.
yeah.
Great. Okay, well, why don't we get started right into it? So,
Okay.
can you tell us about yourself?
I'll tell you about myself. So my name is Paige Howell. I live currently in Charleston, South Carolina.
Oh.
I am born and raised in the South, have lived in most of the Southeast, as you can probably tell. I'm probably teaching all my little students some of the Southern draw slang as I teach them. I actually have been married for 26 years this year.
Great.
And currently, my husband and I are living in different states because he took a new job in Denver, Colorado. So
Oh, wow.
I will be moving to the mountains. I have lived by the beach for the last 25 years. So it'll be a big change for us. And I'm waiting for my youngest son, who's a senior in high school. He will be graduating, we hope, having a graduation in June. And he will be going to the University of South Carolina. And my oldest son, I'm a boy mom, my oldest son graduated in December from University of Florida, and he is commissioned as a naval officer and is in Pensacola, Florida, learning how to fly jet planes. So, or wants to fly jet planes. So that's
maybe he's one of the ones that fly over my house over here.
Maybe.
Yeah. That's great. My son's graduation was already canceled for his college.
Oh, that makes me so sad for them.
Yeah, and his wedding.
Oh my goodness. Now that's kind of crazy too.
We're trying to figure that all out today. Well, he is working on it. So wow, we have 4 people in the chat. Thank you for coming.
Good.
Hello, Paula.
Hello.
If you're in the chat, please say hello. And remember, if I'm looking down, and so Paige knows too, if I'm looking down, my notes are here, all your questions that I sent you. And if I'm looking over here, it's because I'm checking the live chat. So, and you know, recently, if I'm looking over here, it's because lizards and frogs keep jumping on my window.
Oh, yes, yes. That's right, because do you live in Florida as well, but on the Panhandle side? Okay, yes.
Right.
Yes,
right. But I've been overseas.
Frogs too.
We didn't have all of this.
Yes.
In Germany.
Well, I wonder about that in Colorado. I'm like, what critters are they going to have? Down here, we have roaches that are like this big.
Yeah.
So.
Don't like them.
Yes, no.
Okay, so Paige, what was your why for starting at VIP Kid?
So my why was to get a job. No. So we actually transitioned. We lived in Jacksonville, Florida for the past 21 years, 22 years. And my husband was downsized from his company after 23 years. And so he took a job here in Charleston, and I sold my company. I actually owned a Sylvan Learning Center and ran it for 12 years.
Wow.
My background is in education, just so you guys know. I was a teacher. I worked in supplemental education. I have done consulting for education companies and ran the business for 12 years. So I had to sell the business to move to Charleston. And I was like, okay, what am I going to do? I am in the, I don't want to say second half of my life, but I am getting ready to empty nest. So I am really trying to decide, what do I want to do? And I actually enjoy working. I really do enjoy working. But shortly after we moved here, my husband realized he did not like his job here at all. So I did not pursue trying to look for an outside dog. Can you hear my dog? I'm sorry.
I didn't.
Okay. She's barking downstairs. And so a friend of mine mentioned the VIP kid, and I was like, you know what, that would be great. I had left a son in Florida, so I was able to still kind of go back and forth. And my first live day was February the 14th. So I've always say that February the 14th, I fell in love with VIP Kid. And I hope I can work for them forever till I can't wake up in the morning and do it anymore, I guess.
So you can't work the crazy hours.
I can't work the crazy hours. And I do worry about that. So if anybody's on here that is actually in mountain time, I'd love to hear from you. I am a little nervous about transitioning to that early in the morning. I did do it a little bit when I was visiting him, and I had to take lots of naps. So
I think your body gets used to it.
I think it does. And you know what? Fortunately, I am kind of empty nesting, so I can take a nap if I need to here and there. So
right.
Yeah, I'd love to hear what other people work in the
Definitely.
other people that are my age. So not the real young people, other people that are.
I know, right? I'm an empty nester too. I'm right there with you.
Yes. So
Giselle, hi. I feel so out of place. I have no children. She lives in Florida too.
Aw, go Gators.
Oh, Giselle, you're not out of place. Do you have any fur babies, Giselle?
Yeah.
Giselle's great. She comes to lots of lives and talks in the chat. So Giselle, we're here. I am here with Paige Howell. So get ready to ask questions during the fire round.
Okay, fire.
I know. I actually got that from a podcast.
Oh,
I was watching Bigger Pockets. It's like real estate and business, and they do like 3 rounds of questioning.
Okay, I'll be ready for the fire round.
Right. Sometimes the fire round is really going, and then sometimes not so much. So.
Hey,
Paula said she was an empty nester until the college closed. And now they moved back with her. Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, I see many of our young people the possibility of having them back at home, unfortunately. Yeah. So we'll see.
Although I'm like, come home, come home. My kid's like, yeah, we got this.
I know. I know.
Man, I think growing up overseas, they have a little bit of an independence about them. Like my mom's like, I don't know how your kids just go and drive 8 hours by themselves to go visit you. And I'm like, that's just kind of what we did there. You just drive to go places.
You do. You definitely. And Casey and I actually found out something that we had in common. They were stationed over in Germany, and my husband actually, his mom taught for the Dodge system and was a teacher there. So he graduated high school in Bitburg, Germany. So that was kind of neat. So small world.
I know. Oh, I love it there. Love it. They're all working the Dodge teachers are all starting their remote classes today.
This is all going to be interesting. I saw a thing today, and I wonder how it will affect us, because I know it affected our students in China, is the taxing on the internet services. I mean, because now we've got all the kids trying to go to school online, as well as people working remotely. So it'll be interesting to see. I hope it doesn't affect our classes. Hopefully we're up early enough that most people aren't on the internet yet.
Right. Well, the crazy thing, Germany, the internet, I mean, I love Germany, but the internet is not so good in Germany.
Yeah.
And my friend, I don't know who I told the other day, but she's a single mom of 5. She has 5 in school that have to take classes, and she's a Dodge teacher that has to give her own classes. That is 6 people on not very good internet.
How does that work?
What do you mean?
How does that work? How are they going to make that happen?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know yet. I mean, everybody on a device, I guess. So I'll have to keep you posted.
I don't even know how you have. They were doing a thing here where they were actually issuing laptops or Chromebooks to kids too, because not all kids have the fortunate to have a laptop.
Right. And then a
So
lot of the schools can't afford them either,
no.
especially in some of the areas that Giselle, oh, I'm sorry. She had a corgi and it passed away last year. She wants to get another corgi.
I have a
So,
13-and-a-half-year-old lab, and I'm hoping that she's still here to make our move to Denver. So
oh, Paige, I'm pretty sure your name on YouTube is Paige Howell, right?
it is Paige Howell,
Do you go
yes.
by Teacher Paige?
No.
Oh, you're right, Paula. I've watched the videos too, and I never picked up on it.
So it's funny. I decided I was confusing everybody. So I'm one of those good old Southern girls too that have double names. I'm Linda Page, but my mom was Linda, and I have always been Paige. But when I applied to VIP Kid, because they thought my name was Linda, I became Teacher Linda. And by the time I actually was able to get them to understand that I wasn't Linda, I was Paige, I already had some regular students, so I decided to be Teacher Linda. So if you actually look, I have two signs for when I do some of my videos. Here's Teacher Linda and here's Paige. So my friends call me Paige, so y'all call me Paige. My students call me Teacher Linda. So
Wow, Paula. Paula gets like apples.
yes,
Paula, you have 5 apples.
you get a star. Yes. Do I look like a Linda or a Paige?
A Paige, but maybe it's because I know your Paige.
I did meet a Linda the other day that was my age, and you don't meet many Lindas that are, that you're usually they're older, a lot older Lindas. Yeah. So
my husband's mom is Linda.
And at Christmas, it was so cute because I wanted to get this book. And if you all haven't read it, it's very interesting. It's called Young China. And I'll go on Casey's thing and I'll post it. But anyway, it was very interesting to me about the young people in China and the changes that are happening with them. And my husband gave it to me as a Christmas gift, and it said, "To Teacher Linda." It was cute.
Aww.
So instead of Paige, it said, "To Teacher Linda."
Okay, let's see. Wow, 13-year-old doggy. Have you seen Bill Gates' TED Talk predicted this situation in 2015? According to the video, we wouldn't be prepared for another major virus. It was very eerie. Oh, no, I didn't see that.
No, I try and avoid the negativity in the world by
Me
all
too.
accounts, and I only focus on the positive things.
Me too.
So,
Hey, Brooke is here. Hey, Brooke. Thanks for joining us. Brooke said, hey, some of my favorite gals.
aww.
Good to see you, or see you in the chat. I guess we can't really see them, but okay, back to VIP Kid. Ooh. How long have you been a VIP Kid teacher?
So I started in February of 2018. So I just finished my second year. I'm going into my third year or signed my 5th contract. And I finally got a raise in my 5th contract. So
great.
That was exciting.
Yeah, with my feedback percentage, woo.
Mine was the number of classes that I was teaching when my husband was transitioning and moving. I wasn't teaching enough classes either in the beginning. So now I am teaching more classes, so more consistent.
And I think you told us a little bit. What does your VIP Kid schedule look like?
So I one of the things I love about VIP Kid is the flexibility. I actually took off for 2 weeks at Christmas. I didn't teach a single student for 2 weeks, came back and pretty much jumped right back into my schedule. I mean, I had a couple holes in it, but I pretty much did jump right back in. And I typically I always teach Monday through Friday. I say always, from 5 a.m. to now 9 a.m.
Yeah.
And I didn't change that before. I still was 5 to 8. I couldn't get up to do the 4 o'clock in the morning schedule. So my kids actually have been very fortunate. My students have really followed me. So that's been very helpful. And then because my husband's not here with me, if I can teach in the evenings now, I will. My 18-year-old son, he doesn't want to hang out with me. So I'm filling my time doing this. I will teach on the weekends. I think I'm pretty full this whole weekend. I figure I might as well be teaching while the kids are all available and getting the extra. I actually worked more in the last month. I've probably almost doubled what I worked with all the nighttime that I've been putting into.
I had a good February with that too.
Yeah, so that's been very nice.
Mm-hmm. Are you in the trial cup?
So I am in the trial cup, and I've had one trial. That's it. Oh. I did send a ticket in and say, hey, I would love to, hop in on some of the trials, but because I do have mostly regulars, I don't have a lot of holes. Mm-hmm. I do have holes in the evening sometimes.
That's when I'm getting them all. If I open right now or yesterday evening for tonight, I'll get 1 or 2 every night.
So are those popping in as short notice too?
Yes. Okay. Short notice trials is, yeah. So this morning I had one too. I had 3 holes in my morning. I've never had that before. So I had a 4:30 class and then 3 slots open and then 3 more classes. So I just kept those open short notice and 1 booked for a trial. So that was good.
Yeah, that was very good.
An hour and a half, it's like, oh, do I go to bed for an hour? But an hour, it's like, okay, get things done.
I will tell you, so this kind of makes things real too, because a lot of times people say, oh, that doesn't happen to me. Well, yesterday I actually got 3 teacher no-shows.
Oh no.
I set my alarm for 4:15 p.m.
PM.
And so I got 3 teacher no-shows. So it does happen to all of us. And I was in the cup. I was doing the perfect thing. And then all of a sudden I got these, and my phone is set so that the only people that can disturb me in the evening is somebody in my favorites list. So that I don't get any of these random notifications popping in on me, because I'm a very, very light sleeper. Mm-hmm. And so actually I had just gone through and cleaned out all my alarm settings and was setting new settings because I had so many of them. And I put 4:15 p.m. So it went off yesterday at 4:15 p.m. You're like, oh. So it happens to us all. So now I have to be very, very careful and make sure that I don't get any more teacher no-shows. But I think sometimes it's good to be honest and share that, yes, we're not perfect. We're human.
Right. I've had 1 teacher IT, and that was in the hotel during Journey.
Oh, because everybody was trying to get on.
All of us were getting on. Yeah. Oh. So, and I ended up being in the class, but not long enough. They canceled it when I was in the middle of it.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, so let's see. What is a challenge as a VIP kid teacher you've had to overcome?
I think the challenge for me is working remotely. It is because I like people. I like interacting with people. And I think so working remotely has probably been the biggest challenge for me. And because I don't have young kids anymore and I moved to a new place. So, I left my core group of friends where I lived before. I have met some new people, but I didn't have the kids to help me, get acclimated as much here.
Right.
So I think that's been a bigger challenge for me, is just being able to work and be around people. And then in the very beginning, so Casey, how long have you been doing VIP Kid?
7 months.
7 months. Okay. So when I first started, I had a lot more technological issues. I don't have as many of those. I think the communication with VIP Kid was a little harder than it is now. I really don't have a lot of issues with it anymore. But that was a little bit of a challenge too. A little bit of the communication, sometimes that was lost in translation. So that could be hard.
Yeah. Hey, Danny's here. Hey, Danny. Danny said, hi, ladies. Nice to meet you, Paige.
Nice to meet you.
Sorry about the teacher no-shows. I got one the other day, my 730 booked, and I didn't even see it.
Aww.
Oh, Marianne. Hey, Marianne. Great to see everybody in the chat. Hopefully I said hi to everybody. If I didn't, I'm sorry. Great to see you guys. Let's see, where are we here? All right, I'm going to check back in that just a minute. What are your favorite props, rewards, level? What are your favorites? Tell us.
So what are my favorites? I started VIP Kid. I think I was certified level 2 and level 3 when I started. And I have slowly evolved. Now I teach some level 2s, but not as many. I get a lot of level 3, 4s, and 5s, and I do like the older students. I was just talking in one of the little workshops that I do to one teacher, and I actually went in and changed my profile pictures to look a little more mature and not as juvenile, because I really did want to kind of attract more of the older student. And so I teach those levels. I use props, but I would consider myself more of a prop minimalist. I think VIP Kid has done an outstanding job of providing props, or, that are on there. And when I'm like talking with teachers and like, how do you teach them that? And I said, you know what, they know what an apple is. We just have to teach them to say apple. So it is good reinforcement. I think probably my favorite prop has to do with building the rapport. And I use this one a lot. My favorite. What is your favorite animal? My favorite, especially for my ones that can't speak as well and trying to build rapport and getting to know them a little bit better. I use this a lot, and then I model that. Maybe they don't know. What is your favorite color? I was like, my favorite color is pink. So I help teach them in building rapport, because I have a hard time in, you don't really build rapport in asking them just the questions like, how old are you? Those are not really building rapport. So you need to find out more information about them.
Right. I'm taking notes.
You're taking notes. Okay.
I wrote that one down. I like that prop.
Yeah. So that, and you can do it with anything. The older kids, I'll say, what is your favorite subject? What is your favorite sport? Where is your favorite place to hang out with your friends? And then it gives me something to proceed and build rapport with them. I think rapport is something that helps us all, because if you can find that little commonality of things together, people like to work with people that they feel comfortable with and that they have some commonalities with.
Right. Like the message you sent me, although we are 100,000 teachers strong at VIP Kid, it is good to find your own, what'd you say, own little virtual colleague group, or
your own little virtual colleague group, so that people that you are similar to, and we can all learn from each other. I learned stuff all the time of like, wow, I should be doing that in my classroom. Why haven't I been doing that? Why didn't I think of that?
That's one reason why I love these Meet the Teachers, because everyone has a different favorite prop, different rewards. Some use rewards, some don't use secondary rewards. And it's been really nice to get ideas and learn from other teachers. So,
and I am not a big secondary reward person. I will tell you, when I first started, that overwhelmed me. Trying to remember if I'd use that reward with them, or what was going to match with them. And I think maybe too, being a prior business owner, part of me was, you know what, they pay me for a 30-minute chunk of time. I need to get my stuff done in 30 minutes, or either my base pay starts going down, 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 down. And I don't want to say it's all about the money, because it's not. I have just really learned how to get that in. So I changed how I did that. And I started just making mine more of just easy star rewards. So I will do just fun things like, you get a star. Can you find your star? And then they have to pick the colors. I think part of that's the educator in me too. I wanted it to be all about education and not as much about making it, I don't know, showing them Spider-Man clips. I don't know. So it works for some people. That wasn't something that I was spending too much time trying to find all these things. And I said, you know what, we're going to use the same prop. We'll change it up some and we'll do something different here and there. But that's what I do.
Yeah, one way I like these because of the numbers.
Oh, yes.
But then I also have some that start at 9 and go to 20.
That's a good idea for my
So as kids, they, start learning bigger numbers, they can start using the bigger numbers. Absolutely. But I think all my level ones can do my first 12 now. All the little ones that didn't have all the numbers. Yeah, so that's pretty exciting. Let's see. I'm going to check here because we don't have questions yet. We have some comments and I like seeing. Let's see. Oh, Paula said she teaches in a very low income school, 90% on free or reduced lunches. I don't think they have the ability to have classes online. I was reading a lot about that. Yeah.
I had thought about that because actually when I got my teaching degree, that's what I wanted to do, was to teach in inner city schools. And Paula, I applaud you because I would come home every day and cry. I mean, literally, I would cry. I didn't know that people actually lived like that. I mean, I really, honestly, I don't know. I mean, I grew up in a normal middle class family, and I did not know that kids didn't have food to eat and that we had to send them their weekend meals. So that's another thing I worry about, these children that are at home. They're not getting fed. So I think it is something that we definitely in your community need to think about. We recently got together in my neighborhood, got together just this week, some books, and we took them to the local school, one of our inner city schools, and so that families could come and get books at least for their kids to come and read. So I think trying to think of some ways we can help that community.
I'm pretty sure Danny mentioned something in her neighborhood that they're doing food. Maybe Danny can talk to us about that. Brooke wants to know, are you teaching full-time, Paige?
So no, I do not teach full-time. I have a goal in my head of how much I want to make each month. So if I take off, then I have to pick up more at other times. I typically teach between 25 and 30 sessions a week, or sessions a week. Yes.
Great.
Is what I'm teaching. Yes.
Oh, Marianne, she said not everybody knows her in here. I know you, Marianne.
Hi, Marianne.
Let's see. What times are you open in the evenings? I think you answered, you just kind of change, right?
I did. So, well, in the evenings, I typically now actually I do 8:30 to 10. So I typically only do like the 3-4 classes. And that's what I kind of did before when we had 7:30 open. 7:30 was kind of hard for me. Actually, I take an exercise class that was at 6, so I was having a hard time. So this works better for me. Although by the time now I'm done at 10 and get ready for bed, that's kind of rough too. So, but I know that the evening hours are going to probably wane off as the kids do get to go back to school. So I'm just kind of like most of y'all trying to take advantage of, teaching some extra kids, while I can.
Let's see.
So right now I am probably teaching closer to 40, 45, 50 classes a week. So than I was the typical normal 30 hours a week.
Yeah. Danny said, ours is just closed, no online, but they are doing lunches.
Oh, so good. Okay.
Her school is doing lunches. Never saw myself online, and I love it, but miss the personal interactions. We agree, Brooke.
I miss the personal interactions. I do not miss parent interactions.
I agree.
I tell you what, the parents are the worst today. And I'm a parent, but I hope that I have never behaved the way some of the parents that I've dealt with have. So.
Right. Hey guys, if you get a chance and think about it, can you write to me in all caps so I know you're talking to me and not just in the chat? Keep the conversations going in the chat though. We love that too. But if you have a question for Paige or for me, please put it in caps so that I can find it quick. I feel bad because I keep constantly looking over here when you're talking.
No, you are fine. I would be definitely doing the same thing.
So how do you handle tough kiddos or distracted or slow readers?
I always say that, and I don't know what other people believe, but I always say God gave me a son that was a little bit more of a challenge because he knew that that's what I was going to be working with. I have a son that is ADD. He's not ADHD. He's actually ADD. He does not remember. He has the lack of focus. And so, he's the kid that didn't turn in his homework. He's the kid that, had an open. Yes, he was the kid that had an open book test in 3rd grade and didn't know you could use your book because he wasn't paying attention. So I think that has helped me. I will tell you, one of the big eye-opening things for me, though, was I guess I just thought that only kids in America had ADD. but I have seen it in China, and I'm like, whoa, okay, they do too. So I know from my son that a lot of times, even though he's moving around or, moving up and down, that he is paying attention. So if they're moving and they are answering me, I ignore that. I just pretend like it's not happening. So I did something, I don't know if it was good or bad, but when I wrote to the learning partner one time and I said, I enjoy working with the boys because I have 2 boys. And I'm not kidding. I almost had exclusively boys. It was like, oh, Paige wants to teach the boys. Here they come. And so anyway, I don't write that anymore because I actually, not having girls, I want to teach the little girls and do the princess stuff. But I really just try, and I think to myself, it's 25 minutes. I can do anything. I can stand on my head for 25 minutes. I try and show them love and welcome and smiles because I have no idea what's going on in their household. I saw on the boards recently, and I have had this with some of my kids, that some of your regulars may be having different behavior too. And I think it is, they've been cooped up. Yeah. I mean, for 2 months, and they're ready to get out. I mean, one of my students told me, literally, he hasn't walked out his apartment door. And so I think about, if that was me, first of all, if it was me as the parent, I'd be the one. I wouldn't be stocking up on toilet paper. I'd be stocking up on the wine. So I just try and take it with a little bit of grace. I have, like you do, I have some of those students that I kind of wish would drop off my schedule. But I just do my best. If they're a tough reader, luckily I am an educator, so I have different ways to go about teaching them. I do wonder sometimes that those that aren't educators, what techniques are they using? And I would love for VIP Kid to actually implement a few more classes that do a little more reading training, or, just trying to get to our tougher kids.
Like professional development.
Yes, I think that would be really good, because I don't believe you have to have an education degree to be a good teacher. I think there's a lot of them out there, but there are techniques that we did go to school and learn how to work with struggling readers that I think would be helpful to some in the classroom. With them.
I agree. And if not, it gives you extra bags or extra tricks in your bag of tricks to pull out.
Absolutely.
Some of the resources and things. Yeah. Let's see. Paige, I have seen your props. You are not a prop minimalist. Well, Paula is calling you out today.
So, you know what? I think I am a prop minimalist.
Maybe compared to me, I am surrounded by chaos at this moment. I still didn't clean up from yesterday's baby day.
I think, Paula, to be in all honesty, when I made that video, I saw what other people had, and I thought, well, I don't have half what they have. And I will tell you, I actually just purged again because my house is for sale, because I'm going to be moving in the summer. So my house is for sale. So this is new. If you do have watched any of my YouTube videos, this is a new classroom for me. And I've tried to make it small, so when people come to look at my house, I did purge. So now I just have what I typically use in my class. And because I do teach the older kids now, I don't need as much props. I do tend to use, if there's something they're not understanding, I do tend to use my Google and kind of find it on my phone. So
like these last 2 days, I've had plumber.
Yeah.
And neither one of my kids knew what a toilet was.
Yes. Water closet or whatever.
And I said that and they didn't know. So I was like, all right, it's still on my Google right now.
Yes. Toilet. That's a good one. Yes.
Yeah. So I pulled up toilet.
And they need to know toilet, because I actually went to Europe when I was in college, and I was in Portugal, and I needed to use the restroom, and I asked for water closet, and the man just stared at me. And literally I got to the point where I was like, so that's a good one. If you're ever traveling, you need to know how to ask for the bathroom. So,
or body language works.
Yes.
TPR.
TPR. Yes, I did TPR for sure. And then he's like, oh. Thank you.
Do the dance.
Yes. Yes, thank you.
Do you have a favorite teaching moment or a funny story or something you can share with us?
Well, probably just like you, I had no idea that I would see a child going to the bathroom. I have taught numerous kids on the toilet, and I have seen them wipe. I have seen kids wipe, and actually, one of them smelled his fingers after he wiped.
Oh, don't bring back flashbacks for poor Danny. Poor Danny.
I was like, okay. And even through that, guys, you know what? As long as I don't see their body parts, I just keep on teaching. I'm like, you
Yeah.
know what? If they got to do their business, they got to do their business. I'm just like, okay, it is. I think the most heartwarming for me, though, is the kids that do, say, I love you, teacher Linda. Or if you follow
Oh.
me on my Instagram, yesterday I posted, I actually had a brand new student, and, or she was my first time to meet, and I couldn't understand what she was saying at the end, but what she was saying was, please take care. Well, she wrote it on the whiteboard screen, please take care. And that just warmed my heart. The one thing I love about this job is that I really do feel like we as teachers have the ability to help bring this world closer together, because in America, we are not learning Chinese. So the only way that we're going to learn how to communicate with them is to teach them English. And that we do have the love of each other. I mean, she reached out and said, please take care. So I think that feels good. And I did get a present from one of my students. His mother painted me this tapestry, like silk thing.
Oh, wow.
So, and mailed it to me. It was this sweet. I mean, it just warmed my heart that they took the time to do that.
Teacher Kelly Tag and I both got letters from our students that talk about make sure you wash your hands, use a mask when you go out, and it was so cute.
I'll tell you, the funniest I had was just the other day. The little girl asked me, she said, I heard your son's not going to school. And I said, no, he's not going to school. She said, and why are you fighting over toilet paper? And she showed me a video of two women fighting over toilet paper. And I thought, oh my gosh, these women are all over the internet, all over the world.
Yeah.
And I said, did you stock up on toilet paper? She goes,
no.
Do you use toilet paper? No, just kidding.
Right. So this is kind of on track, but when I was, when Japan had that big earthquake, there was no looting and things like that. They were very organized. They were in their shelters, still recycling in the shelters. I had just left there, but still had lots of friends there. They were still recycling, still like just together, and big family. The Americans, the Japanese, they all work together, and they're just an amazing culture. And then it's just a little bit embarrassing to me to be literally fist fighting over toilet paper and water. Or the sad part is that I heard in some areas there are people running to the stores, buying the shelves of all the waters and stuff and selling them for $40 a case.
Yeah.
That is just, okay. Off that. Let's see. Agree 100%. Love the interviews. Love learning from other teachers. Yay, Danny. Yeah, skip right back to it. Oh, Teacher Marianne, favorite. Are you saying your baby say it that way instead of favorite?
Favorite, yes.
Favorite. Love it.
Favorite.
Can someone link Paige's channel? Looks like, so she can sub. Yeah, it's a great channel. I like how it looks so organized. I need to fix mine up.
I don't know about that. Well, I have gone back and changed a few of my thumbnails, because just like if any of you all do the YouTube stuff, when you first start out, you don't really have a clue what you're doing. You learn as you kind of go. And it was all for me a way to just, I know this, y'all probably think I don't have anything to do, but it was a way to fill my time. And I thought, you know what, I have used my brain. I have learned things. I didn't even know what a thumbnail was.
Right.
I have learned so much. And I thought, you know what, if I can help people, then I'll help people. And if I can't, guess what, Paige, you're using your brain, you're learning some new things, and it embarrasses the crap out of my kids. Okay.
Right.
So they're like, my mom has a YouTube channel.
We were just talking, I think Penny Davis was talking about her little the kids at her church could not believe that she had a YouTube channel, you know? So for those that don't know, actually, Paige and I are in the same course. We are both taking Nancy Taylor's course and learning about thumbnails and YouTube and Canva and all of these things. So we both have video. You have videos coming out on that, or are you strictly VIP right now?
I'm strictly VIP, kid. Okay. I don't know that I can show people how to do those things.
Nancy told me I need to start doing that, and I need to show people how to link Zoom and YouTube.
Yes, that was that you're doing. That's amazing to me. I'm like, how do we do this?
One day I just was looking around at it, my husband and I, and found the button. That's how it worked. Okay, let's see. Oh, are you a YouTuber? And how long does it take you to video, edit?
I'm getting better. Just like I tell my students, practice makes practice, and you get better.
Right.
I am also learning to accept that my videos are not going to be perfect, that I'm going to make some mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've had a couple comments where people correct something that I said or something. I'm like, you know what? Okay, thank you. I made a little mistake. Or if I notice I make a mistake, I will try and comment at the bottom and say, I think editing them takes a little bit longer, but I have learned somewhat from Nancy to kind of just keep going and cut. That helps as well. I try and make mine short. Actually, I just made one though, and I realized that you can't upload anything over 15 minutes because I don't think that people want to watch really anything much longer than that.
I don't even know what to tell you about that, because my watch time on these interviews and on the collaboration, even after we finish, has been really good.
Okay.
And they're an hour.
Okay. Well, I guess if you have more interaction, that is really good. Right. You know, just kind of what I'm doing. But I think the one that I just did will be interesting and people will stay on. But it does say, so I don't know how are you uploading an hour? We can talk about that offline because
okay, we'll talk about that. Yeah. But lives are automatically done. We're live, it stays on my channel. But after this, you will get a link so that you can
put it on there. Okay. So that would be great. I enjoyed the I mean, that's how I learned VIP Kid, was watching Nancy Taylor. Yeah. And my first thought though was, oh God, I can't do this because I'm not Nancy Taylor. I don't have the same energy she has. I'm not the same age. I'm not this really young, cute blonde. And so it was a little deterring to me. So I was hopeful that people would see other people out there that are not looking like these really young girls that can do VIP Kid as well. So hopefully that's encouraging other people to do it.
So are you also in our YouTubers group?
I am. I haven't been as active in there, but I am in that group. Yes.
Okay. It's a great group. I love that group. Let's see. Brooke said she loves props too, Paige. Paula, I tell you, I watched all her video. I use tons of props.
Okay. Thank you, Paula. Thank you for watching. I know you feel like you're friends. You feel like you're friends when you watch somebody and you don't really know them, but you feel like you learn a little bit about their personality because they do share different things about their life throughout, their videos. And
Paula's been working hard to research how to grow her channel and watching everybody and supporting everybody else's. So
yes. Good job.
Let's see, Marianne, I have lots and lots of props. I teach lots of littles.
I am not certified. I am not certified for level 1, and I decided that I wasn't going to get certified for level 1. I was really just going to concentrate on the older kids.
Yeah. Kelly's not in here. Teacher Kelly Tag, I sent her a picture of my classroom. Yes. I have baby day, and yesterday was 3 level 1s and 3 level 2s. And by the time I left, like, I couldn't even do feedback. I had to just go. Get up. They were all back to back. But I still haven't cleaned up some of the props on my floor.
Yeah. I do that after trials. When I used to do a lot of trials, oh my gosh, I had stuff everywhere. So that's probably where a lot of my props came from. And since I don't do a lot of props anymore, a lot of trials anymore, I have a little drawer that has the props for the trials in it, but I don't pull those out as often.
Right. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna go finish here and then we'll head back in the chat. Get ready for the fire round, guys, and put some questions in there for her. I do see a couple questions already, so I'll get to those in just a couple minutes. Let's try to finish. Oh, okay, I'm getting my pencil ready. Tips for 5 apple feedback.
5 apple feedback.
I am at 4.2% today. I was at 3%
4.2%.
yesterday and the day before, but I checked knowing you were going to be here, so.
So to be honest with you, I think this goes back to really kind of how I run my VIP kid business, and I call it a business because that's what I really feel like it is. I run it like a business. So I treat it like customer service. I will say the number one way to get 5 apple feedback, I believe, is to deliver an outstanding classroom experience. That's when they're going to want to come back to you. But I also think the number 2 thing is building rapport with your students. I always say people buy from people they like. And when they like you, they want to tell you that they like you. They want to provide you with that feedback. Now, I'm going to say this. I have one student that I taught yesterday for my 141st time. And he is a level 4, so he speaks pretty fluent English. I have never gotten a feedback from his family. Never. So if he'd go fill out 141, man, I'd be really
right.
I even made this sign, and where is it? I made this sign and I showed it to him. I love 5 apple feedback. And I told him, I said,
I think I need to put it up here.
Yeah, I said, Mom, please, please. No, so I definitely don't worry about that as much. I do have how I end, and I think this has been really this is when I started seeing the most feedback come to me. And I can link this somewhere. You can go get it. So you don't have to really jot it down as fast. But I end every one of my feedbacks by saying, thank you in advance for your feedback with tags. Tags allow me to see what I am doing well at and what I need to improve on to help Jackie. Thank you so much, Teacher Linda. Please stay well. So I am not asking for 5 apple feedback. I'm asking for feedback to help me help their child. And the reason I actually added tags on there, and that I actually have a video coming out next week, so don't spoil it for everybody, but I'm going to share it with you, is parents can search you by tags. So the more tags that you have of certain things, the more you're going to pop up. So if you use a lot of props, and your young parents want a lot of props. Your older students want a lot of timely correction, pronunciation. So the more tags you get, the more you are searchable. And even if you have a learning partner, this is what I've been told, then they will search for people that have that criteria based on their students' need. So asking for tags, I feel it has really helped increase my bookings and increase my 5 apple feedback as well.
Okay. Can you say it one more time?
Yes. And actually I will link it so you can get it. But basically what I say is, I say thank you in advance for your feedback. Your feedback with tags. Your tags allow me to see what I am doing well at or what I can improve on to help Jackie learn English better. Thank you, Teacher Linda. My initials are Teacher Linda, WHF. I am just so glad they didn't give me WTF.
I was just thinking the same thing.
I'm like, oh, okay. I hope they don't know WTF. But no, I kind of laugh. I'm like, oh, great. What if they'd have given me WTF?
Right? That's funny. I think I've heard of one person having to change theirs for that. They're like, look.
Yeah, that's a little off kilter.
So I did learn something from Journey. This is, probably supposed to stay in this group, but there was a woman that said, I've had this student for over 100 times and they never leave feedback. And the LP that I was in his session said, let me know so I can speak to the LP. Now I wonder, if you could write to an LP specifically saying, you know, I have had so and so for 140 classes. Please let them know
Obviously, they like me.
how important feedback is to VIP Kid teachers. And as far as I
Writing that down.
know, the LP went back and told the LP, and she started getting feedback. I think some just don't realize that we need it. It's not just something for them, you know. But I forgot who it was that said, "Let me ask you this: do you go back to Amazon and review your products?" I was like, "Oh,
Well, I think we are overwhelmed with it. I mean, I definitely think, but if I have a good experience, absolutely, I will go back
right."
and try and do it. And I think that goes back to having run a business as well. I
Mm-hmm.
know how important it is to have that good feedback because people tend to share poor feedback before they
Right.
and you'll see that even in our Facebook groups.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see more negativity sometimes than you see positivity. But I like that. I will actually do that. I thought about it and I thought, you know what? I'm not going to worry about it too much. It was kind of one student. Um, the other thing that I do, and I have a little video about this as well, is it's kind of what I call one-sided rapport, but I also always, always, always reply to my feedback.
Oh
So
yeah, me
when
too.
they send me a 5 apple feedback or whatever feedback, I always, and I thank them. Thankfulness goes a long way. I say, thank you so much for taking the time. This means so much to me. I love working with your student. And so really just going about thanking them. So I will tell you, if you don't know and you're not accustomed to doing that, you only have a certain amount of time to do it because then
Mm-hmm.
it goes away.
Right.
So make sure if you haven't done it, I'd go on there today and I'd start responding to them
Mm-hmm.
because you can ask them some questions on there too, or just share some fun things about yourself. But the more you can build rapport with them, I think the more likely you are they want to share with you that you're doing a good job.
Good. So, are you tech savvy, and what tech do you use in your classroom?
I would say that I am decently tech savvy. For someone that grew up in the generation that we didn't even have a computer when I went to college, we had a typewriter, and it was the typewriter that actually had the white ribbon. We finally were getting white out. Then I feel like I've come a long way. And if you ask me what technology I use in my classroom, I use headphones, and they are still wired. They're not even wireless.
Yeah,
I
mine too.
I use my phone, but I don't use the Manicam. I don't use the green screen. I don't use any of that.
Do you use Google Slides?
I do not use Google
No.
Slides. No, I started out using Google Slides. That's again where I became completely overwhelmed trying to find
Uh,
all these Google Slides. And I
mhm.
said, I can't, this is overwhelming to me. I need minimal choices for things. I need 3 choices. This is what I need.
Uh-huh.
Uh, but I do use the planner. I will tell you that the Google
Oh.
slide, the planner. So the planner is where I get my template for my feedback.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever invented in that group, the planner is an Excel guru because it is this amazing thing. I
Mm.
only use the feedback. You actually can cut and paste your schedule in there and it automatically inputs your student's name even into your
Oh,
feedback.
I'm gonna have to look that up. I've never used it at all. I don't.
So I just cut and paste it into a Word document and then I tweak it to be my own and
Mhm.
change some things in it. They have ones that are short and sweet. They have, if you want to be the long and, narrative person, they have that too. But it's in
No.
the Google Slides group.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
So, what did you do before VIP Kid? Have you always been a
So
teacher?
I was a teacher. I taught elementary school and then I left elementary school when I had right after my first son, and so he'll be 23 this year. And I started working part time for supplemental learning. I started working for Sylvan Learning Center,
Mm-hmm.
worked for them for years, and then the opportunity came for me to buy the franchise I was working at. And so I bought that, and I ran it for 12 years. And um, so it was my way to give back, use my teaching. And that's where I learned a lot about business. And I think that's the part that I carry over to
Mm-hmm.
VIP Kid. And I realized too, as the more and more teachers were coming on board with VIP Kid, that you know what, I was going to have to give 100% every time I was in my classroom because they had a lot of other choices.
Right.
So I needed to do that, and I needed to, everything I did had to be spot on. You know, is it spot on every single time? No, it's not. I had the worst sinus headache, guys, last week when I was teaching one of my classes, and I went back and watched some of the playback, and you could literally see the tension in my forehead.
Oh no.
But I got through it, and the person put in my 5 Apple feedback, I hope you feel better. I never said I didn't feel bad, but they even knew I didn't feel good. They could tell I didn't feel good. So it's not always, and I will say, I'm an open book, guys. I'm open. You can know anything about me, but I have put in my feedback. I am sorry. I did not feel well today. We got through I have put that in there just so that I am being honest and they're not watching it and then going back and saying, Teacher Linda wasn't a great class. I'm saying not. You know what? This wasn't my best class. I'll do better next time. So.
Aww. Our kids are close in age. Mine are 19 and 21.
Okay, yeah, so 18 and 23. Mine are 5 years apart. So
mine are almost 2 years apart.
I needed that to pay for college.
Right. Wow, I think that is it for there. Let me check the chat. Let's see, where am I? How many referrals does Paige do in a month?
Oh, I actually do not do a lot of referrals, guys. I think I've had 4 total referrals forever. So I would like to do some more referring, and I have been sharing because I guess I don't get to see what Casey's seeing, but I would love, how many of you all feel so blessed to have this job right now in this world that we are in, that we can go to work every day here in our pajamas and we can stay at home when we're quarantined. I feel so blessed to have this. Yeah. And it has been a blessing to me. It has been a blessing to the 4 people that I have referred. So, referring to me really is about helping other families. But I haven't done a ton of referring, but I would like to, so that I can help more families, especially as we move into this unknown territory.
Right. I have one that all she needs to do is teach her first class, and I'll have my first successful one. I know.
Well, I do, Casey, too. So one of the things that I started doing, because I had some spare time, was I saw a lot of teachers were having trouble getting bookings. So I did start doing a free workshop. I do it through Zoom called Increase Your Bookings Workshop. And I just teach teachers some of the things that I do, some of those, and they're more business type things.
Right.
To get because it's not only getting the bookings, it's getting them to keep coming back to you. So I have been teaching some teachers in that. I don't know if anybody's on here that's done that. If you have, I'd love to hear. So.
I haven't done the workshop, but I made a video, and these last couple of weeks must be a little bit different experience for some teachers, because all of a sudden that video had like 100 and something views in the last 2 weeks, I think, or something. So yeah, let's see. So VIP Kid penalizes you if you have a tech issue beyond your control. I don't know, because I work for another company. No, Giselle, we get charged for teacher no-shows, but not for technology issues.
Yes, and I did. So I lost $40 because $30 because I missed 30 teacher no. I had 3 new teacher no-shows yesterday. So. And, yes, could I complain about that? Yes, I could be like, you know what? I have students not show up on me, but in all honesty, it was my fault. It was my fault, and that looks bad on them as far as a company and their customer service when their teachers don't show up. So.
And they're the ones paying for it.
Yes.
They're
paying for it.
So if they don't want to show up to their own class.
Yes, that's their problem. Yeah. Yes.
Right.
I wish we could get our own substitutes. That would be something that I would love to see.
Yeah, we've talked about that before.
I think that would be an amazing thing. I don't know exactly how it would work, but I think it would solve a lot of VIP kids issues. But I don't know how you would do the monetary, here, slide into there. There's probably some back.
If you get someone to cover your class, you're stuck paying them.
Yes.
Let's see. Giselle said she learns a lot from these lives. Yay, thank you, Giselle. That makes me feel so good. Mindy said she can upload 25-minute videos.
Okay.
Brooke said, and also I felt like people who aren't in their 20s or 30s need to see some of us more mature women having success teaching online.
Yes, I think that would be good.
Mindy said she loves her props too. Level 1 kiddos are exhausting. When I throw my props on the floor, my dogs steal them and they think they're their toys.
Oh.
Marianne said she is older and she teaches about 100 classes a week. Marianne is a beast. Let me tell you, that woman can teach some classes.
Mary Ann, good for you. Wow. Yes. It would be interesting to know what is the top number of classes someone teaches in a week. You know, that would be interesting to see.
I don't know. There was a couple of us having a competition when I was doing overnights. And Marianne, I can't remember. I had 26 classes in 13 and a half hours, but I had a bunch of no-shows. And I think Marianne was going for it too. Marianne and maybe Kelly. There was a few of us in this group that was.
Okay, my most back-to-backs is 8, and I was exhausted. I was like, oh my gosh. And like probably after 5, I'm really talking to myself, because you do. Then you have to mentally reset the mind and say, okay, this next student deserves all of me, just like the one before deserved all of me. So let's get ready. Let's do this. But yeah, by that last one, my brain's ready.
Sorry.
So I don't know how you do that for 26, Casey. I applaud you.
I did it for a couple of Fridays and Saturdays in a row. And then I just decided that my grumpiness the next day was unfair to my husband. And he just fortunately, we're in a place where if I need the extra money, I can go teach a few more classes, but we don't necessarily need it.
Yeah.
So there was no reason. I just felt guilty saying no if I felt like somebody could, if I could teach a class or especially priority bookings. I didn't want to accept one last night from the time, but I did. And it's for 11 o'clock at night in a couple of days.
Oh yeah.
I can't help it.
It's hard to not do that. And I will tell you something, I did a little video on this too. So this is a little customer service issue, I think too. So I read when I was first starting, people said, oh, just let the priority bookings go, or the decline ones. If you don't want it, just let it kind of disappear. But I felt like that was like kind of a slap in the face to my families. Like they have reached out to me and they want me to teach them, but I'm just going to ignore that they asked me to teach them. So I always decline it with a little note telling them, thank you so much for wanting me to work with your child. Unfortunately, I can't work at this time because I do think but it's also another way to have communication with your family by doing that. So, letting them know, thank you for inviting me to teach your student. I love teaching your student, but I can't do that at this time. Can you find another time?
Right. I know this one's not automated because it's the first time they've ever asked me for this class, but I do know that some are automated.
Some of them are automated.
But this one's not.
Yeah.
Paige, I love your sign. I love the sign too, said Mindy.
Which sign? This sign?
I think you're 5 apples.
Oh, okay. You know what, guys? I can, when I get this video on my site too, but I'll send it to you too, Casey, how I can. I'll send you the link to this. There's no reason to recreate the wheel. You can.
That's cute.
It's a PDF, so you can have it.
Freebie from Paige.
Yeah, freebie from Paige. You can have it.
Brooke said, I just did a video coming out this week on feedback and tags.
Yes, yay.
Mindy said, good idea about the tags. I have one for tags too. Let's see. Thank you in advance for your feedback with tags. Oh, yes, she wrote it out.
Oh, she wrote it out. Okay.
Your tags help me see what I can do to help me teach Bao Bao better.
Yes.
Brooke, I have asked the LP to show them how to leave feedback because some parents really don't know how or where to do it. Did it work, Brooke? I want to know. That's a great idea, Brooke. Yes, I always think. LP, maybe she said LP. I heard they earn tokens for leaving feedback that they can exchange for money off their classes. Has anyone else heard of that? If so, I have no idea why they don't leave feedback. I haven't heard of that.
I heard they get little gems. I heard they get little gems.
My student the other day told me that 2,000 gems equals 1 free class. So he used his gems to get a free class with me. So Dad went and bought him a microscope because he saved Dad an extra, I don't remember what he said for the
An extra little bit of money. Yeah.
Yes. So he saved Dad money. So then I went and sent him some gems. I figured if he's going to use them to book me, I might as well. So that's a great idea, Brooke.
Something that I did early on, if there's any of the teachers on here that are fairly new and are looking for some bookings too, is when I would get someone that was my regular, and let's say I've taught them maybe 15 or 20 classes, I would actually put in my feedback to the family. I love teaching Emily. If Emily has any other friends that are looking for a VIP kid teacher, I'd love to work with them. Or if you refer any people to VIP Kid, because if they do refer their friends as well. So it's a way to help. I have a one group of older kids. They're like 13, 14 years old. And there's 4 of them. They're all friends. And the family referred them all to me.
Oh,
so
good.
It's a good way to kind of ask, use your families to help you grow your business too.
Great. Oh, Marianne, I probably missed you leaving, but thank you so much for coming.
Yes.
Guys, if you get a chance, please hit that thumbs up for us. Let's see, before you leave. Brooke said she's heard that too, Mindy, but I don't know if it goes on all the time. Oh, like maybe it's an incentive or something, maybe.
You will see sometimes all of a sudden you'll get like 20 5 Apple feedback come in or something. Right. And I think they must be pushing something at that time. I think you will.
Right. Marianne said, thanks for the informative video. Aw. Brooke, you give super advice, Paige, and I'm totally tracking with you on how to be successful with teaching online.
Good. Thank you, Brooke. You're always so kind.
I know.
You're going to make me have a big head.
I think she's calming for me too, watching her videos.
Oh.
There are certain people like Danny. I don't know if she's still in here, but Danny is very calming towards me when I watch her like gardening videos and oh, if you like gardening videos and things,
go to Danny.
Yeah, Danny Happy Farms, Louisiana. I love watching them.
Okay. I'm writing that one down.
Giselle wants to know, oh, we answered that one. Brooke, how many people are attending the workshop? And somebody asked how we can get into the workshop.
Okay, so I've had anywhere from 2 to last week I had 10 people in there. I don't do any more than 10 because I really wanted it to be more of a personal, individualized thing so that people could ask questions, unlike the VIP Kid, workshops. And so I've had as many as 10. I've had as little as 2. One time I only had 1. My thing is right now, like I said, I have the time. And if you go to the YouTube video on increasing your bookings, it's on my site. There's a link underneath how to sign up for it.
Okay, great. Yeah. So go to her site, your YouTube,
and there's,
right?
Yeah, there's a YouTube link there's a YouTube link to sign up for if you want to sign up for it. I usually do them twice a week on Tuesday mornings, right after actually our group with Nancy. And then I do Wednesday evenings for people that need an evening time. So
great. And the ones in the chat here are allowed to go?
Oh yeah, they're free. These are free. They're absolutely free. They're free.
You can go. Hey Kelly, thanks for coming.
So yeah, hop on. I'd love some feedback from any of you guys too. I'd love feedback and you go, oh, Paige, that was horrible, or Paige, that was good. Or
you know, something I did learn that I need to put this out to many people is it is better for someone not to watch your video than it is for them to jump on for 30 seconds to a minute.
Well, I asked Nancy that question. That was my question was, are we hurting each other by just going on and watching it for a few minutes rather than watching the entire thing? And she said, probably.
Yes.
So it is better to watch the entire thing. And so when I started I have a little series called Teacher Tip Tuesday, and I made them, they're like 3 to 5 minutes, because I was like, you know what, people need just short, fast little tidbits of information, but then other times you can't get it all in that amount of time.
Right. What Danny and I do is we put on each other's playlists.
Oh.
Or someone's. I'll pick someone's playlist. We have a group, and I try to pick someone's playlist and just play them. while I'm
That's a good
cleaning and just listen
idea.
to them talk and soak it all in while I'm trying to clean. So sometimes I set my timer for an hour, or I'll put on an hour video and just clean and listen and
You
give
know,
somebody.
I think that would probably be good, Casey, if you described how you did that in our actual group or even in the YouTubers group. So, because that would be good, because I actually listen to a lot of YouTube rather than watch it. When I'm in my car, I will actually Bluetooth it to the thing and I listen to it, because I don't. Most of this, you don't have to see us right now. You could still be hearing what we were saying.
Nah, they want to see us.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
I mean, this is the only place you can see me with antennas.
Oh yeah, that's so cute.
I wonder if in all of my videos if I have antennas.
That is so cute. I hadn't thought about that. That's funny.
I saw it when I was coming on here. I was like,
oh, that's cute.
Okay. I can only do 4 back-to-back. I'm an old wimp. Oh, but Mindy, you're newer than, well, I shouldn't say that because I was in my second week. Okay, so truth be told, my first time I opened up everything and I went for a walk, and by the time I got home, I had 20 bookings. So I started in August, and my September, I made over $2,700. Just,
were you exhausted?
I was, but I will tell you that $2,200, 52 classes a week is good for me. Yeah. It's my kind of happy place.
Yeah.
It's just what I need. So yeah, that was kind of funny.
And I think that's what people have to realize, is that we all choose what we are, if you're trying to increase, but I have a set amount in my mind. And basically, if I teach the 30 hours or 30 sessions a week, that gets me to where I need. Right. And I think we all have to do that. Mindy, if you teach 4, I mean, it's what everybody else wants to do. I mean, I'm thinking about, as I get older, if I could just teach some here and there just to have some pocket change will be, terrific for me.
Right.
So not trying to, everybody has a different financial need, and what they, and even physical need of what they can do. So
right.
Don't beat yourself up.
I'm thinking no more evenings, except I need a Friday or a Saturday with a few to make my 52. But I learned I don't have to open them all up every night now to get them. So
yes. And I think that's good.
I'm learning.
I do wonder what will happen with our summers. And you may not have had a summer yet, but typically in the summer, you are able to get mornings and nights as well. But I do wonder if they will make them go to school.
Right. I know there's been a lot of chatter about that. So, some have been doing online, so I think we just don't know.
Yeah, I think that's still, we definitely don't know, but I'm wondering if that'll affect us a little bit. And then I also wonder, with the economy there, will their number of students start to drop off? Will we start to lose students that can't afford to be back on? So we'll see.
So kind of a wait and see thing right now.
So enjoy it while we can. And I think this job makes me a happier, nicer person too. I just love working with these kids.
Aw, me too. I've been really enjoying it. All right, let's see. I think that's it for the chat. If I didn't get to your question, please put it in there again. And we'll try to get it at the end, but I just have the last 3 questions for her. What are qualities of a good teacher, and what are your strengths?
What are qualities of a good teacher? Well, and I think that's a kind of a question, because different students need different teachers, different abilities, I think. And I saw that. I mean, I have 2 very different students myself. I think being able to adapt with your students is something that's really important. I think that's a little bit harder to do in an online platform. To adapt to them, but you can, change some of the ways you're teaching them. You can adjust some things. I think for teaching online, just to me, it's being so welcoming to your families is really, really important. I talk about that. When I was watching some playback of mine, I realized that when the camera came on, I was looking at there like, and I'm like, oh God, that poor kid was probably scared of me. So now, before I hit that button, I plaster this big smile on my face so that when they're coming in, they feel welcomed into my classroom. I just think being friendly and kind goes a long way. And I do think it's hugely for this platform is the amount of student output that you're getting from your students.
Yeah.
Because even if because a lot of your parents don't speak English, but if they hear their child speaking something that's not Chinese, they think you're doing an outstanding job. And I think that student output is huge for this job.
I agree. Yes.
And I don't really know what my strengths are. I think I was born to be a teacher, so I don't know.
Me too.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that.
No, I didn't either. My first degree was actually in marketing, so I did go back to school. Yeah.
When I got out of the military, I was an aide and a substitute in the schools. And when my husband was getting out of the military, they said I could no longer work there, only as a substitute. So, I cried. I didn't realize how much I loved it. And that was it. I went back to school as I was subbing and got my degree, and that's how I ended up. Yeah, so I didn't know. That was just kind of
now, ask me if I'd go back in the classroom, and the answer is
I know. I was just talking about that yesterday. So where do you see yourself in 5 years, 10 years, whatever, with VIP Kid?
I hope I'm still working as a teacher. I hope I can continue to do this. I love the flexibility of it. I hope that I'm still sharing knowledge for new teachers that are coming on board. I remember when my older son was in 7th grade, one of the teachers, and one of the things she said to the students, and actually the parents were there, she said, your kids are going to have jobs that that we don't even know exist today. So that was like he would have been like 11 or 12 at the time. So 10 years ago. And I thought, what is she talking about? Well, then, here we have this online platform. So, where does this evolve from? But it gives a lot of families or a lot of people the opportunity to supplement their family's income while still being able to be mom or, working another job because they have to work another job. We know teachers don't make a ton of money. So it allows teachers to be able to supplement their income as well. So I just hope that I'll be able to do this. To be honest with you, I hope that when my husband retires that we'll both be teaching VIP kids.
Right.
Yes. So I don't know. That's where I hope I'll be with them.
Good.
That they haven't fired me for my teacher no shows.
And my last question is, what is your favorite teaching resource or book?
As far as teaching online, is that for teaching online or teaching?
Whatever you think of
that I
as
use
a
in my
good
classroom.
Book. Sure.
Well, I will say once I discovered YouTube, I learn a lot on YouTube. I definitely learn a lot on YouTube, and just being able to, just Google a couple words or type in there and get the information that you're looking for. So I actually moved to audiobooks a couple years ago. So I listen to audiobooks. I listen to them because I can also increase the speed. So they read to me like, because as I've aged, I can't stay focused to the listening sometimes. So I increase.
Right.
So I would say I go to that. I listen to a lot of different podcasts. I like short and sweet too. I like where I can get a start and a stop and don't feel like I have to keep going. But I would say if you haven't read that Young China book, and I actually have it linked, you could help me out here. I have it linked on my video, and you can use my Amazon affiliate link. This would help me because I haven't done one Amazon affiliate link.
Oh, really? They will take your account away.
Yeah, so I may be close. I may be close. So go buy the book through me.
I've had the minimum and they took my account away because I didn't have many subscribers.
Well, that'll probably happen to me too. Oh. But the Young China was really interesting to me about not only the generation of kids that we're teaching, but their parents, because their parents are a completely new generation as well to what they came from. And that helped me understand my customer a little bit more.
Right. Let's see. We have a question in here to me. Oh, thank you, ladies. You Both are great and very helpful. Thank you, Mindy.
Aww.
She said, oh, wow, Casey, I need to make sure I watch the entire videos. Does it hurt them if you just hop on and subscribe, but don't watch an actual video? I do try to listen to them as much as possible. Well,
Nancy said the watch time was more important than the subscribers.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is about the watch time is if you watch a minute and you click off, it's kind of like a boring video. And YouTube will take that into account when they are
think,
with their algorithms and stuff. So they won't recommend that video since it's kind of boring or people are clicking out sooner.
And you may not really think it's boring, but you were trying to do a favor and click on it. But if you only stay on a minute, it definitely is not looking as good for those trying to build their channels.
Spread that word.
Yes.
Because I know my friends are trying to support me, and I have videos that are only like 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes long, like the ABC, and the watch time is 40 seconds.
Yeah.
And I'm like, guys, it's another 30 seconds.
Can you stay on for 30 seconds? You know what? And maybe
we watch the whole thing. That's great for analytics.
When we are sharing, and I think maybe we should share this in our group, when we are sharing with our own friends to be able to say, you know what, I would love for you to subscribe and I'd love for you to watch my video, but unless you have time to watch the entire thing, it's better if you don't watch it all. I mean, just be honest.
Right.
So I like go watch my short ones.
I like when people go and put the time, like, hey, this is my 5-minute video, and I'm like, oh, I can give them 5 minutes right now. Or oh, it's 15 minutes. Okay, I will watch that a little bit later when I have more time. So I tend to try to only put them on when I can. But if they tell me how much their watch time is, I'm like, oh, check. Let me get this one done. So I try to give watch time to everybody. So. No,
and I think that's very good. I've been trying to do that too. Like when I'm cooking dinner, I turn it on, and like I said, I mean, I listen because I learn. I mean, I'm learning from all of you guys a lot of great tips.
Oh, Danny's back. Hey, Danny, we were talking about you.
Yeah, Danny, I'm checking you out on the Happy Farm for sure.
I love it.
I don't know if I'll be able to grow the same things in Denver, but my husband said they're getting 9 inches of snow today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Been there, done that. I'm kind of glad I'm here, but my skin is not used to this Florida weather.
Oh, I went walking on the beach yesterday, and I had just a t-shirt on like this, and I'm all burnt right here.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's supposed to get up to 86 today or 88, but I shouldn't say that because my sister and my friends are all up Boston.
Oh yeah, I know. I kind of hate to say it too, but.
So Mindy, your goal of $1,000 a month is perfect. That's yeah. When I have a goal, I write out exactly what I need, and that's what I shoot for. Yeah,
that's what I do too. And guess what? I have to teach 3 more classes this month because I got the teacher no-shows.
Oh. So. Yeah. The good thing is you can open up a few more slots and try to get them. Maybe you'll get trial students.
Maybe I'll get a trial student and get $5 extra if I convert them.
Maybe that was meant to be. That's how you're going to win your challenge.
Maybe so.
Oops. Welcome back, Danny. Casey said your YouTube videos are very calming to her. I'm always telling Danny she's calming for me. I love talking with her.
I need calming.
I'm glad she stepped out while we were talking about not getting sleep and stuff, because now I'm telling on myself. Let's see. Let my friends playlist play. I know some of you are working on watch time. Oh, Danny, we were talking about that. I don't know if you were here, and I actually mentioned your name, how you and I will put on playlists to clean or you garden. I did learn something else. It does not count if you rewatch somebody else's video unless you clear your watch history. And I learned how to do that last night. So
how do you do that?
Okay, so I was just actually making a video on this. When you go into your YouTube, can you see?
Yeah.
Okay. You go into your YouTube, into your channel. Watch me not get it right away, but okay. I was told 3. Oh, it's us on there. Yay. Go to your library, and I was told, let's see. I did it on my iPad yesterday. Oh, history.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
See, history. So then you go to your history, and you need to clear your history. History controls. So I just went to history controls, clear watch history. VIP Kid Teacher Casey, clear your watch history? Yes.
Okay.
Because I want to give all my friends watch time, so I'm going to go back. Clear search history? Sure, why not?
I would suggest when you're watching like that you keep your phone charged, because YouTube does drain your battery pretty quickly.
Yeah, I usually put my iPad on.
Yeah.
But I plug it in and everything while I'm cleaning.
Well, that's what I do too. Yeah, I usually have it, and I actually can listen through. I can listen through my Alexa sometimes if I can.
Oh,
she'll
I don't
play the
have
YouTube
one.
channels. Oh,
You should
wow, have an
some,
Alexa.
Wow, are you okay? Paige, I feel bad. We've been on here for a while, but you've got some great things in this chat.
we're self-quarantined, so we might as well.
All right, let's do it. Let's see. Danny said, sorry, I was planting trees before it starts raining. Aww. See, I love it. I love it. What trees did you plant? I had to pull a tick off my back. Ouch. Ooh. I know this isn't the best time to talk about Lyme, but we should do that video next month for sure. When I was in Germany, all the ticks they tested positive for Lyme.
My mom had Lyme disease. We lived in North Carolina, out in the country when I was younger. My mom got Lyme disease.
Yeah. We actually have a support group for where I'm from, back in Rehoboth, Massachusetts. Yeah, anyway.
Definitely be careful when you're starting to get out.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know Everlywell has a testing kit for that.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Is Everlywell the one that's under scrutiny?
I haven't heard anything bad about them. Okay, I've had great experience with them.
Then let's don't even go there, because there's one other thing that I heard, and it's probably not them. So
I need to go look it up, because I want to know because I did a whole video on all my tests and everything. So I want to know before I put it out, because they are also coming out with the COVID testing kit Monday. So yeah, I want to know. You'll have to message me what you heard so I can research it. Let's see. She planted walnut, cherry, raspberries, blueberries, and a maple. Oh,
I miss blueberry picking. When we were in Florida, we would do blueberry picking every year, and we would get like literally 10 pounds of blueberries. And we would, I will 100% tell you, blueberries are so much better when they're fresh off a bush than they are at the grocery store. And they would get demolished. And then I would freeze them. We'd eat a lot of smoothies or cook with them later throughout the year, but I missed the blueberry picking. I loved blueberry picking.
I've never done blueberry picking. I've done strawberry picking, took my class there before, and I've done lots of apple picking.
Well, blueberries are good too, because they're trees too, so you don't have to bend over. Most of them are trees. At least the ones I did were trees. I don't know if that's all are trees. I guess they start out little, but.
She said, good advice. She didn't know that about the watch history. Yeah, I didn't know until last night. So I'm glad I can share that. We're going to have to share that in our groups too, so that we know. We are going to ask Casey to do a live about it. Me, Casey?
Yes, you do a live about the watch time. We should on the YouTubers channel.
I think you're talking about Lyme disease, but you guys let me know if it's me you're talking about, because I'll set you up with whatever you need. Good. Let's talk more about it later. It's so good to be informed. I wasn't, but Kelly helped inform me about how to prevent and avoid. And oh, wow, I didn't know the watch time was more important than subscribers. Okay, very good to know. So,
and Paige, I will say to you, Casey, just real quick, I have enjoyed watching these of yours too, because like I said, one of the things is you do feel kind of remote. You feel like you don't, get to interact with your colleagues. And it's been nice to be able to see some of the other colleagues, and hopefully if I get to go to a journey sometime soon, that I walk in and I don't just walk into a sea of orange, that I walk into faces that I actually recognize and know. So I appreciate you doing these and sharing with others. So
they've been super fun. I love it. So, she said she's always learning from you guys. Yes. All right. So, Paige, can you plug your channel? Tell us what you're working on, what's upcoming.
So my channel is, I guess, just Paige Howell, to be honest with you. Paige Howell YouTube. And I am uploading today my teacher tip number 10 that has 10 great things for helping get rebookings.
Okay.
So that is coming out. And then I also did one, and I've just got to edit it, on having taught for 2 years, my experience with VIP Kid for over 2 years. That's what I'm working on. And really just building like the bookings workshop so that I can share with more people is something that I'm working on. And if anybody needs a house in Charleston, South Carolina.
Right.
I'm a little worried about that now, trying to sell it. So,
right.
But yeah, so that's just really what I've been working on.
Good. All right. Let's see. Oh, thanks, guys. Danny said it's awesome to listen to interviews. Journey, I know Kelly. So Kelly and I were at the same journey, but we hadn't heard of each other yet. So somebody was talking about everyone meeting down in Florida. So that would be really cool too.
Well, I'm afraid maybe we all need to just have our own journey conference. Let's just all rent a motel out and we'll just come together. And I mean, we could do that. I mean, it'd be like a great big old meetup.
Right. I would love that.
You know?
And I just want to let everyone know and just say thank you for the time and support. I mean, this video has been an hour and a half. I can't even believe it. Thanks for coming. And I just want to say upcoming. Has anyone ever heard of Kristen from Kristen's Classroom?
I love Kristen. I follow her too. I love her.
She's here Saturday.
Okay. Well, I will be watching on Saturday.
Saturday, 9:45 Central, 10:45 Eastern. So please join me and ask her questions too. So
I will definitely be on because I love her. She's
good.
Great. She's good.
Yes. I want to ask her about her one take onesies, and I want a onesie. So
yeah, I know.
Kelly's, and I want to look cute in my onesie. So so, Kelly said when the corona is over, she's coming to Florida. Yay!
Well, I can do that, and my son lives not too far away from you, so maybe we need to look at getting. And hotels are going to want people.
I may even have some space here, but we'll see.
But I think it'd be great to get together. We don't have to have VIP Kid to organize it. We can do it ourselves.
Right? I agree. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. I had a great time today.
Yay.
Paige, thank you. And
it was fun.
I'm
Thank
sure
you.
We'll chat soon.
We'll chat soon. Y'all stay safe, stay well.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.